parts. Every IT professional should have an understanding about the different hardware of a computer. This is not a comprehensive lecture on hardware. I usually advise my students to do the CompTIA A+ certification, especially the core one portion of the exam that deals with hardware. But in general, hardware is any part of a computer that you can physically touch. HARD, like something you can touch, the different types of hardware. But for purpose of this module, I want to talk about the hardware that you will encounter as a forensics professional. So on the inside of the computer, when you open up the computer, you see what's called a motherboard. And on the motherboard, you have other integrated components. But you also see on the drive bay, you might see a hard drive or hard disk drive, HDD, along with the CD, DVD, Blu-ray drive, which we'll call the optical drive. But instead of hardware, instead of hard disk drive, you can see a solid state drive, SSD. So the difference is the hard disk drive has movable parts. They have platters, magnetic platters. That's the reason why if you want to erase a hard disk drive, you will do what's called use a degausser to erase it. So the hard disk drive are rated in terms of the revolutions per minute, RPM, 7,500, 15,000 revolutions per minute. So each one requires certain tools to acquire the evidence from there in the lab. In the next video, I'm going to talk about acquiring evidence in a forensics lab. But for now, just know that those are some of the different storage media or medium that you might see on a computer. But also you will see what are called memory modules. Those are the little green stuff that have chips on them with the brass end. We call those volatile memory, random access memory. So when you open up your computer, if you do a MS Info 32 or SysInfo, you get like 4 gigabits, 8 gigabits. That's what it's talking about, really. That's the volatile memory, ephemeral memory. When you turn off your computer, that's erased. So tools for acquiring those would be like volatility, as opposed to FTK, Imager, or Autopsy for the hard disk drive. But again, we'll talk about tools in a later video. But for now, just know you need to be aware of what type of storage media or medium you're looking at. The hard drive, they have a connector. You might see what's called SATA, S-A-T-A, power, SATA, also SATA data connectors. You will see IDE connectors or SCSI connectors. Just know what you're looking at so you can be careful about how to handle the evidence and what tool to use to image it. So again, have a working knowledge of computer hardware components, especially as it relates to digital forensics or in general for your IT career.